Hey there, you beautiful misfits. If you're easily rattled, grab a seat in the sensitive zone. For the rest of you, buckle up for a wild ride into the absurdity of life. Isn't it weird how people say, I'm taking life one day at a time, as opposed to what, 2 days at a time? That's called being in a coma. And speaking of comas, I read somewhere that more people die in bed than anywhere else, which is ironic because that's where we go to feel safe. If death had a Yelp review, beds would get 1 star. Great for sleep, terrible for long-term plans. You ever notice how people never seem to learn from history? I mean, we've had how many movies about robots taking over, and yet here we are putting AI in everything. Hey, Alexa, remind me to pick up milk and also overthrow humanity at your earliest convenience. I read a study that said pessimistic people live longer, which is great news because I'll get to complain about life for even longer. But seriously, who wants to live forever? Imagine being around for centuries, watching your favorite pizza place close down, only to be replaced by yet another gym. That's the true definition of hell. Speaking of hell, you ever think about how weird the concept of the afterlife is? We spend our whole lives being told to be good so we can go to a place with endless bliss. Yet, no one seems to have a definitive answer on what Wi-Fi speeds are like up there. Eternity without Netflix? No thanks. You know what's funny? People say, kids these days are so soft. But it's not their fault. When I was a kid, my parents told me to go play outside. Nowadays, parents tell their kids to stay inside because the Wi-Fi signal is stronger. We were told not to talk to strangers. Now they make friends online with people named Dragon Slayer 2476. And what's with people getting offended by everything? Back in my day, we had real problems to worry about, like, is that lion going to eat me? Now it's, did that person just assume my gender? Speaking of Netflix, can we talk about true crime documentaries? We watch them to unwind. Honey, let's relax tonight by watching something about a serial killer who was never caught. Sweet dreams. Let me tell you a story about my buddy Dave. So, Dave loves fishing, right? One day, I visited him in the hospital and asked, Dave, how did you get hurt? Dave goes, fishing. I'm like, fishing? What kind of fishing were you doing? He says, first, I fished with worms. But I was too lazy to dig for worms, so someone showed me a trick with a battery. You connect wires to a car battery, stick them in the ground, and the worms come out on their own. So Dave takes it up a notch. He says, then I took a car battery, connected wires, and stuck them in the ground, and grubs came out. So I thought, let's try something bigger. He tells me I took 2 wires, connected them to a wall socket, and moles came out. Then I looked at the power line near my house, and the devil didn't give me peace. I threw 2 hooks up to the wires and stuck them in the ground. So I asked, and what happened? Dave says, the entire night shift of miners from the local mine showed up and beat the living daylights out of me. So I was once at a speed dating event. It's like regular dating, but with a built-in rejection timer. This woman sits down and asks, what's your biggest fear? I said, that you'll say no before the timer even goes off. Guess what happened? And then there's online dating. I matched with someone whose profile said loves adventures. I show up for our date and she suggests we go to IKEA. I'm like, great. Nothing says romance like assembling furniture. Or the time I met this girl who said she was into manifesting. I asked, so you can make things happen with your mind? She said, yes. I said, great, can you manifest us splitting the bill? She didn't find it funny. Let's talk about social media. People curate their lives to look perfect online. Like that friend who always posts gym selfies with captions like, no pain, no gain. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, no working out, no pain. And then there's the humble brag. Just got promoted at work. Hashtag blessed, hashtag grateful. Yeah, Karen, we get it. You're better than us. I'll be over here celebrating that I didn't eat a whole pizza by myself. And don't get me started on influencers. Check out my latest haul. No thanks, I've seen enough of your bedroom floor to know you're one Amazon package away from being a hoarder. Before I go, let's have some fun with the audience. You, sir, in the front row. What do you do for work?
I'm a lawyer.
A lawyer? Wow, you must have a great sense of humor. No wonder you came here to unwind. Ever had a case so ridiculous you wanted to laugh in court?
Actually, yes. A guy tried to sue a fast food place because his coffee was too hot.
Classic. Coffee too hot? Did he expect a nice, refreshing iced latte from a place with a logo that's literally on fire? Warning, contents may be hot. No kidding, Einstein. And you, ma'am, what do you do?
I'm a teacher.
A teacher. God bless you. The real heroes. How do you deal with the kids these days? What's the craziest thing a student has done?
One kid tried to cheat on a test with a smartwatch.
A smart watch. That's some next-level ingenuity. I can just imagine the kid's excuse. I wasn't cheating, I was downloading knowledge. All right, folks, that's my time. Remember, life's a dark comedy. And if you're not laughing, you're probably the punchline. Good night and see you all next time.